What would you do if you were lost at sea for 41 hours? For 41 hours, she drifted alone in the open sea. No food, no fresh water, but something far worse below. This is the true story of Heather Boswell, the woman who survived the impossible. Back in 1998, Heather Boswell was just your average Canadian nurse living in Vancouver. Her life was busy, but she longed for some peace. So she took a vacation and flew to Thailand with a friend. When she got there, they met up with a group of tourists and booked a snorkeling tour off the coast of Kyo Phi Phi. Heather and the group spent the morning swimming and sunbathing in the crystal clear water, marveling at the colorful fish and coral reef. The warm current caressed their skin, and the gentle rocking of the waves lulled them into a false sense of security. But as the boat that had brought them there began its journey back to shore, disaster struck. The boat's operator, intent on providing the tourists with a thrilling experience, decided to take a shortcut through the open ocean. Suddenly, the idyllic scene turned into a nightmare. The strong current caught Heather off guard. She struggled to keep her footing on the pitching boat. She reached out for help, but before she knew it, the world around her turned upside down. She found herself in the water. The last thing she remembered was the panicked look on the tour guide's face, and the sound of her friends' screams as they disappeared over the horizon. When Heather came to, she realized with a jolt that she was alone. The boat was nowhere in sight, and the vast expanse of the open ocean stretched around her. Panic threatened to engulf her, but she fought to keep it at bay. She needed to stay calm, to think clearly. She had to survive. Struggling to stay afloat, Heather drifted in the open ocean for what felt like an eternity. Hours melted into each other as the relentless sun beat down on her, turning her skin into sunburned canvas. The salty ocean water stung her eyes, making them burn in water. The lack of fresh water made her throat hoarse. With each passing moment, the scorching heat intensified, turning her ordeal into a living hell. As night fell, darkness enveloped the horizon, amplifying her fear. Heather huddled in the water, desperately trying to keep warm. She called out for help, her voice cracking with exhaustion, but her cries were swallowed by the wind and waves, leaving her enveloped in a terrifying silence. The second day dawned, bringing with it another dose of reality. One of the two other passengers the boat had left behind was gone, presumably having succumbed to the elements. Heather and the other survivor, clinging to a life raft, were now alone together, battling the relentless sea. Then it happened. As Heather drifted in the vast expanse of the ocean, something brushed against her leg. In that instant, terror surged through her veins as a shark, sensing vulnerability, lunged towards her. Its razor-sharp teeth tore into her leg, pulling her under the surface. She screamed, her voice echoing the terror in her heart. Adrenaline surged through her body, giving her strength she didn't know she possessed. She kicked, clawed, and punched, desperate to free herself from the shark's grasp. Miraculously, she managed to break free. Gasping for breath, Heather clung to the wreckage of the life raft. The wound on her leg, a testament to her harrowing encounter with the shark. Bleeding, exhausted, and emotionally drained, she mustered the last of her strength to stay afloat. And then, just as her hope began to dwindle, a fishing boat appeared on the horizon. After 41 long hours, Heather was finally rescued. As she was pulled from the water, the fishing boat crew rushed to her aid, recognizing the urgency of her condition. She was barely alive, but they quickly sprang into action. After administering first aid, they rushed her to a nearby hospital where doctors worked tirelessly to save her life. Heather's ordeal made headlines around the world. She had survived against all odds, enduring not only the harsh elements but also a shark attack. As she lay in the hospital bed recovering from her ordeal, she couldn't help but reflect on the 2 days that had changed her life forever. Today, Heather walks with scars, both visible and invisible, a grim reminder of her terrifying ordeal. But she survived. She never gave up. Her story is a testament to human will and the unrelenting desire to stay alive. Heather Boswell's story reminds us that even when you're surrounded by darkness, when hope seems lost, you don't sink, you fight. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to Stories Off the Map for more true stories of survival against all odds.